All right. Well, welcome guys to Saturday, and we are in March 11th. It is 4:30 Eastern time, and I could not be more excited about the individual who is going to present this opportunity to you all. About 5 years ago, he shared this opportunity with me. And let me tell you, not only was I blown away, but I got really excited about the people that I wanted to share this with. So for those of you that don't know him, Gary Stern is not only my mentor, but he and I used to work in pharmaceutical sales together. He's before that, he was a physical therapist out in Colorado. So he's worked with top athletes and doctors around the world and the country. And we met in Melbourne, Florida, of all places. And I was training for the Olympic trials and was dealing with an injury, and he said, Jess, you've got to check something out. And so I did, and then we started doing some research together and realized what an incredible opportunity this was, not only for people's health, but also for their financial future. So Gary's a 5-time state time trial champ on the bike in the state of Florida, and just an incredible athlete, entrepreneur, business owner, and father. So I'm excited to have his expertise on here for you guys. You're in for a treat. So those of you hopping on, I could not be more excited to be sharing this with you and having you guys learn about something that has changed my life and give that gift to other people that you know. So with that being said, I'm going to turn it over to Gary. Thanks so much for being on, Mr. Stern, and take it away.
Awesome. Thanks, Jess. I appreciate it. Thanks for the great invitation and to be on today. And I'm excited. I'm excited that you joined forces with me a few years back, because we've really built quite a business so far, and we're literally just getting started. I mean, especially when you see some of the things that I sent you recently of what's happened in other companies' time frames, and to think where we are and where we're positioned and where it's going to be, it's super exciting. So let me do this. I'm going to share my screen right out of the gates. Should go right here. Everything should go without a hitch. And then go like that. You guys see that okay? Awesome. So that helps me because that keeps me on task and we can kind of see what's going on this way. But guys, literally 6 years ago, this information was shared with me. So I'm going to get into a lot of the bits and pieces of my story as we go along. But right out of the gates, Jessica told you I was a physical therapist for about 6 years, or a physio, as they say up there where Jessica is right now in Canada. I did that for 6 years. Loved it, hated what the insurance companies did to the business. They really took all the fun out of it. They made us see more and more patients. We were literally just kind of becoming robots and machines. And I was looking for something that would give me a little more flexibility and time. Because my mom and dad both had cancer. My dad passed away, and I wanted to move home and be with my mom. And I needed that time freedom, something that would allow me to kind of come and go a little bit more. And I found that initially in pharmaceutical sales until, again, insurance companies cracked down in that industry. And so it seems like it's just a matter of time before they crack down on anything, right? You know, you get into something and corporations change, regulations change. There's so many things changing in the corporate world that we live in. And so I'll finish this story, but let's just say that LifeVantage came across my desk literally at a perfect time in my life when I was looking for change. Yes, I still hear some sound coming in from somewhere. Let me just try that. There we go. If you can keep an eye on that, that'd be awesome. So it came into my life literally at the opportune time, perfect time. So what are we going to talk about today? And I'm going to kind of just jump right in. Bottom line is we can talk about time and money, right? Time and money, and your health and your time. Your health and your time are literally the two most important resources you have. They're the most important assets that you have. And we're going to talk a lot about that today, why that's so crucially important. Because let's face it, everybody you know wants more time and better health, right? You never hear somebody say, gosh, I wish I had worse health. They want better health. And I've never once heard somebody say, I wish I had less time. Everybody's always yearning for more time. So what if there was a way? What if there was a way that you could get more time as well as improve your health at the same time? And that is possible through what we call Nutrigenomics. It's that power of Nutrigenomics. We know going back to, gosh, let's say about 10 years ago now, LifeVantage started doing some research in this area, right? It was a little more than that, 12 years ago now. They started doing research in this area. And they looked at nutrigenomics. That's using plant-based nutrition to have an effect on the human genome. And what does that mean? It means you're using plants to activate the body to literally take care of itself, to heal itself. I don't want to use that term, but maybe to make it improvement in your health. How's that? An improvement in your health. And we know that people are looking for natural remedies left and right nowadays. Nobody wants to take medications. I can attest to that coming from that pharmaceutical industry in the background. So we're going to talk a little bit today about what this nutrigenomics is all about, okay? So let's think about this one for a second. You may or may not have ever heard of the term oxidative stress. So what is that? You'll see on the apple there, the picture to the right on the screen. That's the apple right after it's been cut, right? Clean, healthy, pristine. And on the left, it's starting to turn brown. It's deteriorating. It looks unhealthy. Here's the deal. When that apple started, right, as an apple tree, it needed soil, water, sunlight, and air, right, to grow. But that same air that helped that tree grow and sprout fruit is also going to be detrimental to the fruit. It's going to break it down. And here's the crazy thing. We need air to stay alive as humans, but that air is doing the same exact thing inside our cells. It's called cellular aging or oxidative stress or free radical damage. It doesn't matter what terminology you give it. Your cells are aging. They are slowly decaying, and it's from oxidizing. It's from the air having an effect on the cell. And that's what's going on in the body. So for years, scientists thought that antioxidants were the answer, right? They thought, well, we'll go against this with something. We'll take more vitamin C and E and all these different powerful antioxidant juices and berries and you name it, they had it, right? And here's the deal. That's been 30, 40 years now, and it still hasn't changed a thing. It's kind of like this. Technology is constantly improving. Think about the communications industry, right? We all have one of these things. And I know many of you probably have an iPhone. This is a 5. I'm antiquated, but most of you have a 6 or a 7 or the new Samsung Galaxy that catches on fire in your pocket, whatever. You've got one of those. And you don't have an old iPhone 1 or a flip phone. And why is that? It's because technology is always moving rapidly ahead. So what makes you think for an instant that it's not moving ahead in the medical world? And so that's what's going on here. Rather than antioxidants, which are the antiquated therapy, that's like the corded telephone plugged into the wall, we now have cell phones. And we're going to talk about that today, the activation with a product called Protandim. So let's talk one more thing about the free radical damage before we get there. So is this oxidative stress that we're talking about, the cellular aging, a big deal? And of course it is. Look at all of the things that are affected, all the different systems from the brain, heart, and kidneys to your skin, to joints, your immune system, lungs, eyes, blood vessels, you name it. There are many, many, many diseases and conditions related to oxidative stress. It is literally at the center of all of those and can cause or can exacerbate or make worse all of these different things that you see there on the screen. I mean, you name it. Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, heart attack, stroke, cancer. It's all there, right? Diabetes. So what's the answer? Well, go in, first of all, and look at oxidative stress on PubMed.gov. So let me explain what this slide is. PubMed.gov, that's where doctors go to do their research. You know, I know we have folks on here that are in the medical profession, and they will attest to spending hours on this website perusing the clinical data so that what they do to help their patients has a background behind it, right? Well, when I first looked this up, oxidative stress, this search term, about 6 years ago, I started with LifeVantage about 6 years ago. When I first looked that term up, there were less than 70,000 studies. There are now 165,000 studies. And if you look on the right-hand side of the screen right there, you'll see the results by year. And you'll note that that's been exponentially increasing in just the last 10 to 15 years, right? Why is that? We know now that oxidative stress is a big deal. You could have asked a doctor about it 15 years ago and they probably wouldn't have known what you were talking about. Now they will, okay? So now let's take that one step further. Let's go down to NRF2. What is NRF2? NRF2 is a pathway. It's a protein messenger in the body that when activated has many beneficial qualities, right? It actually, when you activate it, it goes into the nucleus of the cell and signals things to happen at the genetic level. Gene expression, remember Nutrigenomics, using plants to express genes? That's what we're doing with NRF2 activation. And when I first looked this up back, again, 6 years ago, there were less than 1,200 studies on NRF2 activation. There are now almost 8,000 studies. And just look, I even broke it out by year over there so you can get an idea. In 1996, there were only 3 studies that looked at NRF2 activation. Guys, that's 20 years ago. We're not talking decades and decades ago. We're talking just 20 years ago, there were only 3 studies. 10 years ago, there were only 167 studies that year. Last year, there were 1,600. It is literally growing exponentially right now. So this is a hot area of research. So here's why I'm building this whole case. Because Protandim is the best way we know of to reduce oxidative stress. And it does so by 40% in 30 days. So what that means is Protandim activates NRF2. You'll see it in the upper right-hand corner there. You see that 1-to-1 with antioxidants? And Protandim activating NRF2, which generates a 1-to-1 million ratio of getting rid of the free radical damage or that oxidative stress. I mean, it's simple. Your body is producing so much oxidative stress on a regular basis that it's like a building. If a building catches on fire, would you rather put it out 1 cup of water at a time, or would you rather activate the sprinkler system that's already in the building and put out the fire? Your body has this sprinkler system in it. It's called that NRF2. It's called the NRF2 system. It's your antioxidant, anti-inflammatory enzyme system that's in the body. When activated, it turns that on and it gets rid of this oxidative stress or cellular aging. And you guys don't have to take my word on it. Go where we said to go. Go to pubmed.gov and you'll see 22 peer-reviewed university-based studies that are done right there. One of those in particular, I'm going to highlight in a second. That one really stands out to me. It was done on aging. You can also go to ABC Primetime. In fact, ABC Investigative News thought that we were trying to pull a fast one. So they sent out their primetime investigative news team, including John Quinones, and he came out and did an investigative news report. You'll see it there at abcliveit.com, or whoever got you onto this video can share that with, or onto this webinar can share that video with you. Check it out. It's going to blow you away when you see it. I know when I first saw it, I was like, how could this be true? We've expanded this into NRF1 activation. So that's our flagship product is Protandim, but they've taken that same technology and put it into an NRF1 activator, activates a different pathway. That pathway boosts mitochondrial production, literally increasing that cellular energy or the ATP, since mitochondria are the little powerhouses of the cells. So I encourage you to check out the research. Again, don't just take my word on it. You'll see here there's been numerous different places where Protandim has been cited in the literature, on the media, in all different places. It was in Sanjay Gupta's book, Chasing Life. I mean, here's a guy that was actually was asked to be the Surgeon General of the entire United States and was CNN's chief medical correspondent. And he turns around and dedicates 7 pages in the book to Protandim. So it's a big deal. Discovered by Joe McCord up there in the upper right-hand corner. He won the Elliott Crescent Medal for that. Other famous people are like Madame Curie or how about Henry Ford? I mean, who helped discover the way to automate making automobiles. I mean, big major discoveries, or the Wright brothers, when there's been major discoveries in life that have changed humanity, that's when the Elliott Crescent Medal is given. And Dr. Joe McCord was given that when he discovered enzymes in our body. And those same enzymes are what's activated when you take Protandim. That's a big deal, guys. Also, for the athletes on the line, you'll notice the Banned Substance Control Group and NSF certifications. What that means is that elite athletes, your NCAA athletes, your collegiate, professional, elite athletes at the Olympic level, they can all utilize Protandim, which is fantastic news. And also, you'll see a little bit there about some of the studies, the American Heart Association. So here's the studies when you go to pubmed.gov. This is what you'll see. You'll see Protandim, 22 different studies. And look at that one in the bottom left-hand corner. You'll see it says longer lifespan, okay? Longer lifespan. So it's a federally funded study done by the National Institute on Aging. And in that federally funded study that was just published, last October of last year, you'll note that Protandim is the only, and I will repeat that, it's the only NRF2 inducer or activator, and only supplement for that matter, all natural supplement ever in the history of the testing done by the National Institute on Aging to actually extend the life of a mammal. And it increases longevity by 7%. So you say, oh, okay, that's in mice. Well, they have a short lifespan. That's why they tested them there, because a human study would take 80 to 100 years to complete. And there's no way you can regulate all the other variables like diet and exercise and all those other things for that amount of time in a human clinical study. It just wouldn't happen. But you can reproduce that in a mammal study, since all mammals have these enzyme systems in their body. And what they found was that the mice live 7% longer. Let's extrapolate that to humans. I lost my mom and dad to cancer at 60 years of age. We're talking about an extra 4.5 years of life. I know what we did for 4.5 months, let alone 4.5 years. So this is a big deal. Now you understand why when we invited you to take a look at this, we did so with such urgency along the way. Here's some of the other things that have been said about NRF2 activation. You'll see there that a study done just about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago now, in fact, it was done by Washington State University that said NRF2 activation may well become the most extraordinary therapeutic and preventative breakthrough in the history of medicine. In the history of medicine, the way by which Protandim works. And you'll see there on the right-hand side, that's that study by the National Institute on Aging that we just got done talking about, federally funded, designed to shed new light on the treatments conducted with the intention of extending lifespan and delaying disease. At the end, it said this makes Protandim the only tested supplement proven to increase lifespan in mice. So it's a big, big deal, guys. So let's talk real quick. We do have a few other products. You'll note that we have, thank you, Jess. You'll note that we do have several products listed on the slide there. They're all related in some way, shape, or form, and they're all related to that activation, right? Something that makes us unique and category creating the products that we do at LifeVantage. We're literally the Nutrigenomics leader, the pioneer. So you'll see the 2 Protandims that we talked about. They put that into the form of a canine health. I'm not going to go into a lot of depth on every single product today, guys, because you can go see the research, see videos that talk about each and every one of these, get on the website where you can get more information there as well. But they've taken that same technology and put it into canine health because people were giving their dogs Protandim. So they made a chewable version that benefits them. You'll notice just next to it, you'll see True Science. What True Science is, it's literally Protandim for your skin. It slows the cellular aging of your skin. It's a 4-step regimen that literally erases years like that and improves the health of your skin. Even not just the looks, but the health of your skin for the long term. Again, that's something that you can check out. The before and after pictures are phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. And also that's a patented system as well. So not only are there patents on Protandim, but there are patents on our skincare regimen as well, the True Science skincare regimen. Below that, you'll have some people say they want to feel a difference right away, right? You may not feel the difference with Protandim. Remember why you're taking it. You're taking it to improve your health, to extend longevity. Does that mean you're necessarily going to feel it? Some do, some don't. But Axio, that's one where it's literally all natural brain food, right? It's something that's going to give you focus, clarity, and concentration, but without the crash that comes with the sugars and all the chemicals that are in all those energy drinks that are out there. So you'll note that I don't even call it an energy drink. I call it brain food. It's literally, it's good for you. It's healthy. It's all natural. And it's something that is sweetened with stevia, so you don't get the sugar crash. There is a caffeinated and a decaffeinated version, but the results we've seen are absolutely phenomenal with people's clarity, concentration, focus, and mood as a result of the Axio. And then the last product there you'll see is physique. And we've got a physique challenge going on right now. The male and female winners can win $25,000 in cash and prizes. It's insane. And some of these folks are losing lots of inches, lots of pounds. The results to this point have been absolutely phenomenal. So get back with whoever shared this webinar with you and find out what makes these products unique. Hear their story, hear their testimony, right? I mean, when I started taking Protandim, I started Nerf 2. I started sleeping better, waking up with more energy, able to put out more power on the bike. Nerf 1's given me that stamina. The true science has literally helped clear up my skin so that I don't have breakouts anymore and things like that. The Axio keeps me focused, and I don't drink coffee like I used to. I used to drink coffee a ton and put sugar and cream and all kinds of stuff in there with lots of calories. Cut out all those calories because Axio has like 10 or less calories per serving. So I've literally become a product of all these products. I encourage you to get back with whoever shared this with you so you can hear from them why they love these products as well. Now, normally I would show the ABC Primetime Investigative News Report right here. I'm just going to ask you to get back with whoever shared this webinar with you to see that ABC Primetime Investigative News Report, because I'd rather you watch that on your own. It's about 5 to 7 minutes long. You can get it through that link, ABC Live It, or get back with the person who shared this webinar with you. They'll send it straight over. They can text you a link or email you a link directly to the video itself. But I'm going to skip over that in this webinar just for sake of time and go to the next step. And in there, what you'll see, what you'll hear, first of all, you're going to hear John Quinones basically validate what we just said was true. So that's why I want you to hear it from him, not from me, okay? So you guys heard my story. It was those incredible results that I had with Protandim that literally got me started into this LifeVantage journey. But I know a lot of you are probably like I was. A, you're skeptical, which is awesome. It's better to be skeptical than gullible, right? We want to be skeptical. We want to take a look at the research that's been done, the facts that have been done by scientists and things like NASDAQ, because we're a publicly traded company. We want to look at the facts. Opinions, to me, I looked at them, but I didn't give them much weight as I was making my decision. I really didn't care that this person thought it was the best thing since sliced bread or that person thought it was horrible. Those didn't really have relevance, but it was that science that I just got done sharing with you that was irrefutable. And here's what, when I was introduced to it, it was my cycling coach, Simon Kessler, and this is what he didn't realize. I was working as a pharmaceutical rep making pretty good money, but I was covering a larger territory. I was making less money than I had been making just a couple years prior. I had to sit by the phone every 6 months just to see if I had a job or not. And I felt like I was in a sick care industry where I was waiting for people to get sick and then giving them medication instead of the other way around, helping to keep them healthy. That's what I thought I got into the healthcare industry for, but I realized very quickly it was a sick care industry. So I realized at 39 years old, I was working harder towards less financial freedom ultimately at the end of the day, if that makes sense to you. And I wanted to be that dad. I wanted to be that dad in the back of the classroom. I know I'm heading to Universal next week with my son on a field trip on a Thursday, I think it is, or Wednesday or Thursday. I don't even know what day it is. But I'm going in the middle of the week when everybody else is going to be working. And I knew that's not what I wanted. I wanted to be a dad. I wanted to have true freedom. And I knew this. I knew nothing was going to change unless I made a change myself. And thank goodness LifeVantage came into my life when it did, because it allowed me that flexibility and it allowed me to build a business on the side in my part-time. Nobody has any spare time, right? We have all the hours already allotted, but I could do something on a part-time basis that allowed me to literally build something that would retire me out of pharmaceutical sales. And in 2 years, I was able to quit my job. A year later, hit the elite ranks in this company. When you see the income disclosure statement, you'll understand that's a big deal. And I'm not saying that to brag. I'm saying it's a big deal, meaning it allowed me to not have to go back and get a job, to not have to sacrifice like I had for the previous 19 years. So I ask you this, what's your plan, right? Has anybody ever asked you that? What's your plan? Where do you see yourself in 5 years, 10 years? Do you see yourself making a change? Is life going to be the same? Are you happy with the way your life's going? Some people are happy as a clam. and they love every aspect of it. And I'm so enthusiastic for those people. Really, I am. But most people, when you ask them, they're like, it's all right. It's good. I'm all right. And they're just settling for where they're at. So watch this. Think of your life as a timeline, right? We're all born and we all die. Those are the two things that are given on that timeline. Also, the first 20 to 25 years is kind of a given, right? You're spent learning. You're in school. You're gaining experience. You're growing. Your mind is developing. Your body is developing, right? As you're in those formative years. And then what most of us do is for the next 40 to 50 years, we continue to work. We work a job, or we own our own business, or heaven forbid, something happens and we become disabled, right? Medically disabled or mentally disabled, and we're not able to go back and actually work anymore. And so now we're living on a subsidy of some sort. But that's the average plan right there, right? 20 to 25 years of learning, 40 to 50 years of working, in hopes that we're going to save up enough money, that the stock market's not going to crash again when we need it, that we're going to be able to stop doing what we were doing before working wise, right? You're going to need about $1 million, $2 million in the bank to kick off enough money to sustain an income so that you can live life, right, as a retiree for that final 15 to 20 years on a fixed income. There's financial uncertainty with it, right? And you may even leave your family with debt and medical bills. And that's the plan I signed up for when I went to school, graduated from the University of Florida, worked for 19 years in some type of profession as a physical therapist or pharmaceutical rep, until somebody introduced me to this plan. Same thing, same timeline. You're still born, you still die. That doesn't change. First 20 to 25 years doesn't change either, right? Here's the biggest difference. What if you could earn and learn at the same time? What if you could earn and learn for 5 to 10 years? We call it hustling, right? You're hustling. You're building a business. You're building a residual income stream. You're working hard and smart for 5 to 10 years. And you're learning along the way, and you're earning as you're going. So that for the next 50 to 60 years, you can literally live and love your life, because you have a growing income, a growing residual income stream. You leave your family with a financial legacy, and you leave your family with some type of full-time income stream. See, I didn't know that one existed. I had no idea. It was never taught to me in school. Nobody ever told me about it. But when I actually finally learned what LifeVantage had to offer and network marketing had to offer, I understood this industry better than anything else. I understood I could hustle for 5 to 10 years to live the kind of life that I've always wanted to live on my terms, not someone else's. So I ask you this, what's your plan? And if you don't have a good one, why not this? Why not earn time and money back? Remember, we said our health and our time are our most important assets. I already showed you how to improve your health. Now I'm going to show you how to get your time back. Because if you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you're going to work until you die. That's one of the most profound quotes by the Oracle of Omaha, one of the world's best investors of all time, if not the best ever investor of all time, telling you this, sharing his life's lesson for you. You have to find a way to make money while you sleep, or else you're just going to continue doing what you're doing right now. So let's take a look. Do you have leverage in your life? That's what this slide is showing you right there. You notice on the right-hand side, it's one person's efforts doing everything, right? And what happens if something happens to that person? The income stream goes away. If you don't go out there and trade time for money, that income stream goes away. Even if you own your own business, you're a slave to it. I understand. I own a bicycle shop. It's literally, I'm married to that bicycle shop right now, right? Because you have to put the time and effort in, and you have to do it. You can hire help, but let's face it, help's not always great, right? Sometimes they don't show up, they do drugs, they lie, they steal from you. I've had it all. On the other hand, to the left there, you'll see a bunch of people. What if you were able to leverage the efforts of people you know and people they know, and build a network of people to help you build an income stream, a network of consumers and people who are out there sharing this opportunity and these products with everybody? That's what we're talking about today, and that's what that slide represents. So I'm going to whiz through this. The company, we said this already. I told you it was a publicly traded company on NASDAQ. It was actually established in 2003. We went into network marketing in, oh my gosh, almost blank, 2009. And that was when we launched Pro Tandem. That was all we had, Pro Tandem Nerf 2. And we quickly, in 4 years, went from zero to $200 million in revenue. 4 years. That created that strong foundation. We have a massive growth potential in front of us. We do have experienced management now on board. For a while there, we were kind of like a sailboat that's in, it's going directly into the wind, and the sail's kind of flapping, and the till in the back, you're not steering it. It's just kind of just floating there, right? But we now have the right management on board that's gearing us in the right direction, that's allowing us to catch the wind in our sails. This thing is got momentum behind it right now. And a lot of it also has to do with the word starting to get out about our company. One way it's getting out is with the Real Salt Lake sponsorship. We sponsor a professional soccer team out there in Utah. This is our 4th year, I think now, of that sponsorship of a 10-year deal. And let's face it, soccer is the largest sport in the world. You'll see there, it's right there on FIFA. It's one of the top played video games in the world. You get to see the little LifeVantage players running all over. So it'll just be a matter of time before more people hear about it. Well, what are some of the trends, right? If you're evaluating a business, you have to understand, do you fit into the trends, or are you going against those trends? You want to go with them. And the trends, here's some that aren't good. 3/4 of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. That's good for us because we're offering them a way to earn extra income, right? Earn extra income, maybe even replace their income. But that statistic right there, that bothers me. We can do something about that. Also, technology is replacing jobs. I mean, look around you. McDonald's has these boards now that you go and order from. You go to the checkout line at Walmart or at at a grocery store. And you don't even go check out with a person anymore. You check yourself out in one of those self-checkout lines, right, with a machine. Or even think about how some of the department stores are starting to close. I know the Limited just closed all of their stores. Macy's closed like almost 100 stores. Lowe's laid off 5,000 managers. All that happened in just the last few months. The experts say that by 2020, 40% of earnings are going to be performance-based. What that means, a gig economy, that means people are working gigs. They're not going to work for like GE or IBM or Ford Motor Company for 40 or 50 years to get the gold watch and retire with a fat pension. That doesn't exist. Instead, they're working a gig. They might work part-time doing Uber. Heck, I just booked 3 places on Airbnb today, 3 different places on Airbnb for a vacation that we're taking this summer. People are doing that. They're doing Uber. They're doing different gigs to earn some money here and earn some money there. Why not have network marketing be one of them? And I know you say, yeah, but isn't that one of those things? Well, those things, just 3 years ago, we did $182 billion in global revenue in this profession, in direct sales or network marketing. 34 billion of it was here in the US. And that equated to almost $200 million a day, every day that was earned in commission. So it's massive. And you notice I put our equal opportunity profession because the comp plan pays out the same. It doesn't matter if you're male, female, black, white, Asian, if you're old, young, fat, skinny, healthy, unhealthy, it doesn't care. Comp plan can't see any of that. It's blind. It pays commissions to the people that earn them, period. So this profession, the fact that it's 75% women, what an opportunity for folks to get involved in network marketing, especially LifeVantage, especially because the next $1 trillion industry is the wellness revolution. It's the health and wellness industry. And we have that married with the technology, married with the fact that we're in network marketing. It's the perfect storm right now. So you're probably asking yourself, how do I get started? How do I do this? You get started by launching your business on a business pack. You'll note that I have the platinum, the gold, and the silver packs there. I'm not going to tell you which one you need to do. You just have to ask yourself, do you want to get a big piece of this pie, right? We already established that everybody breathes. That means they're oxidizing. So everybody would benefit from taking Pro Tandem all over the world. And people are born every single day. So it's not like we're going to run out of people to talk to about this. So as this grows, do you want a big piece, medium piece, or a little piece of the pie? And I know me, I'm like, well, if I'm going to go out and talk to people, I might as well get the biggest piece of the pie possible. In that case, you'll want the platinum pack. You have all the products that the company makes. You get a couple months worth of the Move app, the technology we're going to talk about in a second, and also event tickets to the next event. So you determine which one you want. You'll note the savings there. You see where it says anywhere from 20 to 30% savings. That's because they're offering additional product right now if you launch your business. And in fact, the Platinum Pack, they're shipping it for free during the month of March. So if you've ever thought about starting your business, you can get this shipped to you for free. Save yourself 20 or 30 bucks, whatever the shipping is on it, by getting started now. So that's how you get started. The next step is, how do you make money? And that step's fun. It looks a little bit complicated. I'm going to make it simple. You go out and you share this with people. We talk about launching your business. We're doing launch calls. Many of you may have even been on a launch call, and that's how you found your way to this webinar. Somebody, one of your friends, told you, jump on a call tonight. We shared a little bit of the information that we've already talked about tonight, and then you wanted the rest of the story and jumped on this webinar. That's how we build the business. Now, when you say, hey, I'm in, I want to get started as a distributor, the person that shares this with you, or let's say the person if you choose to be a distributor, the person you share it with, when they join you as a distributor, you're going to make 40% on the product that they buy, whether it's as a distributor or whether they choose to enroll as a preferred customer. That's what PC stands for, preferred customer. So look at the examples there, Smart Start bonus examples. When you enroll somebody on a Platinum Pack, you're going to earn $400. Do that 3 times, you've just made $1,200. You've already made your money back. All that product you earned, or that you got in your initial sign-up kit, is free. Do the same thing. Let's say you enroll on a Gold Pack. Go enroll 3 people on a Gold Pack. You'll earn $200 each time you do, which means you're going to make about $600. That's the cost of your Gold Pack. Now all the product you have is free. You're in business for free. Same thing with the Silver Pack. To the right, that's a launch bonus. That gets a little bit more technical, but just realize that there are people at each of the upper ranks in the company, right? Jessica's a Pro 6. She's going to want to help you. She has Pro 3s and 4s on her team. They're going to want to help you get to that next level in the company. So they're not only going to want to help you, they're incentivized to help you. So you may get a phone call from us saying, hey, my name's Gary. I'm actually a few levels up in your organization, and I'm just calling to see how I can help you today. You know, I'll help you out by doing a launch call. I'll help you out by doing a meeting, helping you out with a webinar, whatever it is. And we get paid those on a weekly basis. It's really cool. So get back with the person who shared this with you. They can go into more detail. This is where it gets fun. This is why we do network marketing, guys. Look at the quote at the bottom. Remember we talked about that leveraged income? I'd rather have 1% of the efforts of 100 people than 100% of the efforts of my own efforts. Residual income means this. You do the work once and continue to get paid over and over again. So I'm not going to go into a lot of detail here, right? Because I don't want to confuse everybody. But it's this simple. The folks that you tell about it, when I got told about this, I went out and told a few people. And then they went out and told a few people. And they went out and told a few people, right? So the 50, and that's a lot, but the 50 distributors that I've enrolled over the last 6 years in this opportunity, 51 to be exact, have turned into over 5,000 people in 7 countries all over the world. And every single time an order takes place in that organization somewhere, that network that we've built, not I, but we, our team has built, I get paid a percentage on that. So do the teammates that have helped build it. That's the best way to explain the royalty commission. I don't go out and talk to those people over and over again. Once they start using our products, they love them. They continue using them on a regular basis. Remember, they're consumable. And every time those orders go out, you continue to get paid. So let's say you get 5 distributors started, and they generate $200 worth of orders. That's it, right? 5 bottles of Pro Tandem in a whole month. 5 times 200, 1,000, 2% of that's $20. That's that first level right there. So you earn $20. That's what I thought network marketing was. But those 5 people, don't you think they want to do the same thing? And you help them go find 5 people that generate $200 worth of orders. That's $250. $250 a month plus the 20. That doesn't sound like a lot, but $270 a month would have rescued 70% of the foreclosures just a few years ago when we had that housing crash. Go down one more level and you're talking about a $30,000 a year income. And one more level after that is 6 figures. So what that's telling you is it's not who you know, it's who they know and they know. And we build this thing that way. We share it with the people we love and care about, and we teach those folks how to do the same thing. It's that duplication process. There is a matching bonus. That's your match to help people in your group. So the people you bring on board, you're matched 10% to their check. They don't take it away from them. They give it to you in addition to giving it to them. They give them, let's say, $1,000 a month if that's what they're earning, and you'll make an extra $100. Or if they're on your second, third, fourth, or fifth generation, you'll make 5%. It's a very lucrative bonus that's uncapped. And then the last one there, the elite bonus pool, that's paid out monthly. Again, I've done a separate compensation video, so I'm not going to go into a lot of detail. We share 4% of global revenue. Remember, the company is doing a little over $200 million a year. So they take 4% of that each month, whatever the monthly revenue is, and they share it amongst the pro 7s, 8s, 9s, and 10s, the 4 highest ranks of the company. And that bonus can be anywhere, guys, from $1,000, $1,200 up to $20,000 to $25,000 per month, depending on what rank you're at. So imagine getting paid on bottles of Protandim selling in Japan, and you don't even have a team in Japan. Remember what Warren Buffett said, make money while you're sleeping? That's how it's done. Because people are over there sleeping right now in Japan, and when they wake up tomorrow morning, they're going to be working and I'll be sleeping. You see how that works? So let's get you to Elite Pro 7, because as soon as you get there, all the hard work we've put in over the last several years, you get to benefit from it right away. And this gives you an idea of those different ranks that I told you about. We do have 2 new ranks, 11 and 12. Those haven't gotten added to this earnings statement yet because they just launched those ranks and we haven't had time to update this, right? We don't know what those numbers are going to play out to be. But I do know this. If you look at those middle ranks of the company, an extra $1,000, $2,000, or $5,000 a month in income, and those are part-timers, those Pro 4s, 5s, and 6s. The vast majority of them are part-time. Some of the Pro 6s have gone full-time. But the vast majority are part-time, and they're earning, anywhere from $25,000 to $60,000 a year from this opportunity. And you'll notice that Pro 7 and up just gets crazy. But even at the lower levels, even at Pro 1 and 2, you're getting your cell phone maybe bill covered for free, or maybe you're getting some of your utilities or a car payment. That's how I look at that, because it's extra money. You're building it on the side in your not spare time, on a part-time basis. So this is one of the last things I'm going to talk about is our system. We have a proven plan that shows you step by step, literally how to build the business. Because I know you're probably thinking, it sounds awesome, but how do I do it? We teach you. We grab you by, literally grab you by the hand and lead you down this path. We teach you how to do this. I was a first timer. I've never done network marketing. I've said no over and over again. My mentor in this business, who's a Pro 10, making close to $1 million a year. He's never done network marketing, had no clue how to do it, thought it was silly. And he's a first timer. How do we have such success? Because we followed a simple system. We didn't reinvent the wheel. We went out and did exactly what we were taught. And that's how we were able to build these kind of large, sustainable businesses that have gone global. So we teach you at these regional trainings, LVAs, LifeVantage academies, weekly training calls, on-the-job training and mentoring. We have apps or technology that helps us. I mean, like we talked about, everybody has a cell phone, right? And so I'll show you guys, I'll hold mine up. There's my LifeVantage section, right? With all the different LifeVantage apps that our company has. It's awesome. So you can send somebody that ABC primetime video. You can send them a shopping cart. Like if they want Protandim and Axio, you can put it into a shopping cart and send it to them. All they have to do is click on the link, put in their payment information, and check out, and it goes straight to them. You get a commission check. They get the product at a discount. Everybody's happy. LifeVantage makes money, and so do you. It's beautiful. You're literally building your business, like they say, one tap at a time. So that's my boy right there. He grew up right down the street from where I'm sitting right now. That's Kelly Slater. I don't even know how many time world champ. But timing is everything. If he wouldn't have started paddling at the exact right time, he would have never gotten onto that wave in time to catch it, to be in the perfect spot at the right time. You're in the perfect spot at the right time. That wave is coming. It's up to you to paddle for it, or do you want to miss the wave? How do we know the timing? Well, there's also a timing video that I would encourage, whoever shared this webinar with you, get them to share the timing video with you. It's powerful. But you'll see here on the right-hand side of the graph, you'll see how it kind of does like an S curve, right? At the beginning, there's this pioneering phase, and that can last 3 to 5 years like we outlined there. In some cases, it takes up to 8 to 10 years to get through that pioneering phase and get to a point at critical mass where enough people know about it that it goes from what is it to where can I get it? We're at that point. We've been talking about how we're getting close, getting close, getting close. We're at that point where people are hearing about it for second and third times now, and they're making decisions. And we're going to go through this massive growth where 80% of the commissions are generated in a short period of time. I mean, one company, it took them 8 years, 9 years, the timing video we're going to talk about. This company, this other company, it took them 9 years to get to the point where they were doing $4 million a month in revenue. 2 more years later, they're doing close to $50 million a month in revenue, from 4 to 50 in 2 years. Imagine when we go from doing around 17, 18 million a month right now, but only about 3.5 million of that is coming from distributors. The rest is customers. We have a lot of customers, which is awesome. Awesome for stability in your business. But when we get to that tipping point where we have $4 or $5 million a month coming in revenue from distributors, we'll go from what is it to where can I get it, and this thing will explode. And we have incentives that are speeding this up and global expansion that's speeding it up. Question is, are you going to catch it? Are you going to be a part of it? Do you want to find out about it? Or do you want to say yes in 3 or 4 years after we've gone through that massive growth curve? Or do you want to be one of the people that gets to ride that growth curve and capitalize on all the dollar volume of growth and thus compensation that comes along with it? I know me, I'm going to capitalize on it. Here's the closing points. Forbes magazine just rated us the number 5 stock out of all stocks, June 25th, 2016. Number 5 stock out of all stocks in the entire United States, right? Google, Apple, Coca-Cola, Microsoft, you name it, we're ranked number 5. Won't be a secret for long. Business for home. They classified us as a AAA opportunity. In fact, they said there's a high certainty that the net benefit is substantial for a new representative. So what does that mean? A high chance of success, a statistical chance of success. How long do you think that's going to be a secret? Especially when people are looking for ways to earn extra income and they want to know that whatever they're going to sink their time, money, and effort into is going to be worth it. So this is also another video. I'm going to play this one. Hopefully it'll play well. I'm going to hold this microphone up so you guys can hear this.
What are your thoughts about network marketing in general? What is your thoughts about the decision that people can make to become entrepreneurs using it?
What's interesting, I'm doing this program right now, and I got a room, of a couple thousand people from 44 countries. They're all business owners. Some of them are businesses that are approaching $1 billion. Some of them haven't even started yet, right? They're just picking their business. So it's really variety. And one of my goals in that event is to actually get people to not go in business. And the reason it sounds horrible is someone spends $10,000 come to an event, and I told them up front, some of you are not made for this, because to run a business requires a certain natural capacity of nature, if you would, besides skills that you learn. And it's the ability to handle risk. It's the ability to handle stress. It's the ability to do a lot of different things. And you have to be able to manage finance. Most people, they have some of those skills. And that's why every year, 50% of businesses that start are out of business. You look at over any 5-year period of time, 80% are out of business, and over a 10-year period of time, only 4% make it. Now, make it doesn't mean that they're making any money, right? That just means they're still standing. 96% fail, and after 10 years, you're set, right? No, look at Lehman Brothers, right? Around for a century. They combined $1 trillion in revenue over that century, and they're gone. So the world, technology changes, products and services changes. It's so competitive. So to really be successful, it's a really unique situation. What's beautiful about network marketing is you get all the benefits of being an owner, but you don't have to be worried about supply chain. You don't have to be worried about accounting, especially in the world we're in today. Network marketing used to be a little bit more different, but today with technology, you can know what's happening in real time. The companies have already set up the software, they know what happens. So it's really picking the right company, and there's a lot of great companies in that area. And it's really realizing that you're really a value creator. If you can go out and add value to other people's lives, if you can just introduce people to a product or a service that a company represents that truly is extraordinary, some products and services can't just be thrown up on Amazon. They need the story to be told. And if you found a product or service of that nature and you got a company that has a generous schedule of being able to reward you, and then you begin to get leverage where it's not just you, where you multiply your efforts to other people, then you get all the benefits of being a business owner without all the headaches and without the same level of risk. And so I think network marketing is amazing. Now, network marketing has a mixed reputation, and we all know that, right, in the marketplace. And, everybody goes out, well, what are you doing? That's where you got to own yourself as a professional. I think that's why I'm supportive of what you do, because you're not just pumping people up. You're giving people real skill sets to be a pro. If you're a dabbler in anything, you're not going to succeed. So I don't think you should have the delusion that network marketing is the way to get rich if you're just going to try it. There's something you got to commit to and say, this is my profession. I'm going to be better than anybody else in this area. I'm going to get the skills and the ability, and I'm going to hone my talents, and I'm going to build my teams, and I'm going to constantly get better. But I don't have to take the risks of starting a business traditionally, and I don't have to be good at all those things that make it so hard for the vast majority of humans never to be able to succeed. And again, in this business, you don't have to wait to start making money. You don't have to hope that you can cover all that overhead. That overhead is being covered by the company. So I'm a big fan of network marketing, always have been. And I think the real thing is making sure you pick the right company and that you continue to grow your skill sets.
Okay. I don't know about you guys, but you all saw me probably as I was watching that. I started smiling and giggling because he tells you it's all about choosing the right company, right? And so, guys, LifeVantage is the right company. I skipped the Uber slide because we already talked about that, but LifeVantage is the right company. We have technology that makes it so easy to share. As Tony said, jump in. Tony Robbins, one of the world's most profound billionaires, right? Runs 13 different companies he's worth over $4 or $5 billion. And this guy's telling you that he loves network marketing, that it's about choosing the right company and choosing one with products and services that have a story that needs to be told, a compensation plan that rewards you. I've shown you all that already. Now it's up to you. How do you want to get started? And you'll see here, I know you're busy. This is something you can send directly over to your prospects. I showed you my screen there. That's it on the right. And on the left, this is something you can send to somebody. Hey, I know you're busy, but the next few minutes, you could really make a difference in your life. Would you like to learn more? Yes. Click yes. Absolutely. Boom. It's automated. It starts taking them down the journey where your prospects can learn more about this opportunity. Once you become a distributor, you get your own replicated page just like that brings it straight back to you so you can grow this thing anywhere all over the world. Here's the deal. I'm going to end with this because I have a call that I have to jump on in 5 minutes. Look at the two surfers in that picture. The guy out on the outside, the one that's on the wave, he's having a blast. I've surfed for almost 40 years. It's actually coming up on 40 years next year that I've been surfing. And that guy's having a blast. The guy that's out there, he's having a great time. How about the guy sitting there on the rock looking out there? What was it? Fear that held him back? Was it maybe the timing? He didn't jump in the water in time to get out before the big waves started coming in. What was it that held him back? Something held him back, but I guarantee you he's not having as good of a time. Don't be that guy. Jump in, paddle out, paddle for the wave, catch it, and be the one riding the wave, not the one standing there looking and watching as it passes by. So we're inviting you to join us. Jessica, thank you for asking me to jump on. Sorry if this went a little longer than expected, but I really wanted it to be a comprehensive overview and almost more of a follow-up tool that we can use within our teams.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Gary, for being on. And those of you who hopped on, this has been recorded. So I know each and every one of you knows somebody who wants to not only slow aging, but extend their life. And I'm excited to have this as a recording for all of you. Thanks so much for hopping on. You guys are incredible. And we'll catch you all on the flip side. Have a wonderful Saturday afternoon.